I'm so glad that you made it to this video. It will absolutely change your life if you watch it to the end. The first thing that we have to understand is you don't have a clear enough standard for yourself. A lot of people don't. They're not specific with the things that they want. And when you're not specific enough, what happens is you don't really get anywhere, right? For some context, if I could give you a quick story time, I moved from the United States to Mexico. I knew exactly where I wanted to go. I know exactly the type of life that I want to have. And I knew exactly what I needed to do to get there step by step. My wife and I, right? Shout out to my wife, who puts in a lot of work in the background. What you have to understand is, if I wasn't specific with the country that I wanted, if I wasn't specific with the environments that I wanted, I would end up nowhere. I had to have a clear destination. I had to have a time frame. Gave myself around 6 to 7 months to make it happen. And I had to have literal game plan and a blueprint in order to follow through with that and see the results that I'm looking for. And I think that a lot of people aren't specific with their goals. I want you to be more specific with your goal, as if you had to move. Who's going to be the movers? Who's going to carry your stuff? Who's going to do this? Where do you want to go? What neighborhood do you want to be in? Is it safe? I need you to be specific with your goals. You need to write it out. You need to write out what you want your life to look like, and you need to write out what needs to get done in order for you to achieve that. So if you don't have specificity, then in my humble opinion, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to be in the same place, living the same life, doing the same things, because you're not specific enough with the life that you desire. You're not specific enough with the goals that you have. You don't have a specific standard for yourself of what you want your life to look like. And people think that, oh, I'll just figure it out. I'll get the hang of it. And I believe in some of that for sure. I think that we figure it out as we go. I don't think that we always have all the answers. But if you're not planning to succeed, trust me, you're planning to fail. Like, if you're not planning at all, you're planning to fail. I'd rather God laugh at your plans, which he does to everybody. I'd rather God laugh at your plans. I'd rather life laugh at your plans than for you to not have a plan. I need you to have a plan. I need you to have a game plan. I need you to have an understanding of what you want your life to look like. Even if plans change, you should still have a plan going into it. Because if you don't, and you just let life give you whatever it gives you, you probably won't be happy with the life that you live. A lot of people, they're letting life figure it out for them. And they're just going with the flow. I go with the flow in a different way. I have a goal. I'm going to do everything that I need to do to reach that goal. And when there's opportunities that align with that goal, I go with that opportunity. When there's an idea that fits in with the goal that I have for myself, I honor that and I flow with that. I don't complain about it. I do what needs to be done. Because life will open the doors that it needs to open for you to reach what you want to reach. But if you're not letting life know what you want, it's going to just open any damn door. There's a science to this, and we're not specific enough with our daily routines. And that's why we keep living the same life. You can either break out of the life that you don't want and gain access to your new life, or you can keep reliving the same life over and over and over again. The choice will always be yours. Number two, what I want you to understand, how you communicate determines what doors open for you. This is huge. Communication is what gets you trusted. The way you speak, the way you write, the way you explain your value or yourself, the way you ask questions, the way you carry yourself, it can either make people want to help you or make them overlook you. Now, I got my degree in communications and rhetorical studies, which is literally the study of how someone communicates and the effects behind how they communicate. So it's not just about communication, it's about understanding the value of how you communicate, how you present yourself. That's what I got my degree in, 4 years of college. And what I'm going to tell you in the next 60 seconds will definitely change everything for you. Now, the first thing you have to understand about communication is when you present yourself and when you speak, you want to make sure that your breath smells good. Now, if you've been in situations where you're self-conscious about your breath and you need a quick fix, all right, then you need to check out breath death. I'm going to talk more about breath death here. What's cool about breath death is that it's not gum and it's not candy, and it's super discreet. It fits in the palm of your hand and it gets the job done. Clinically proven to work and give you clean breath for upwards of 4 hours. It allows you to get a quick re-up for a meeting, for an interview, for a one-on-one opportunity. Breath death is natural and it's good for you. What it uses is zinc. Zinc neutralizes what causes bad breath, which is sulfur compounds. That means that breath death is actually going towards the source of what causes your bad breath. It's not putting on some sort of illusion for 10 to 15 minutes. No, it's actually cleaning your breath. It's natural, it's 0 calories, it's fast acting, and it's dentist approved. Because Breath Death is sponsoring today's video, they're offering my viewers an amazing deal. When you click the link in the description or scan this QR code, you will receive an additional 10% off. Yes, 10% off. It's an exclusive deal you won't get anywhere else. So click the link to get started on your mission to kill bad breath. Because when it's time for you to speak to somebody and it's time for you to have an opportunity that can possibly change your life, the last thing you want to worry about is how your breath smells. Communication has gotten me further in life than I ever thought it possibly could. I'm communicating with you right now. This is communication. This YouTube channel was built off of me communicating. So you have to understand that communication can literally change your life. How you convey a message to somebody else can literally change your life, whether on social media, whether in real life, whatever it is that you're doing. How you communicate matters so much more than you think. Communication is so important, bro. I remember that there was a time where I was literally failing in one of my classes. This was my freshman year in high school, and I was taking a chemistry class. Yes, you heard that right. I went to one of the hardest magnet program schools in the country in Miami, and it was a great school. Shout out to MLEC, Miami Lakes Educational Center. But this school was hard as hell. And I was speaking to my chemistry teacher, and I told him, listen, I'm doing my absolute best. I'm doing the homework. I'm putting in the effort. I'm trying. And the information, it was just harder for me to gain the information because like I was okay in math. I was really good in science, but combining the two, man, that kicked me in my butt. I'm not gonna lie. I communicated with him and he brought my grade from an F to a D. Sounds small, but that kept my GPA high enough, right? When you added up all of my grades throughout high school, it kept my GPA high enough to get a full tuition scholarship to college. Yeah. Because all of my other grades were great, but it was just this one class, and I really was trying, but I communicated, and he loved the way that I had respect. Every time we came into the classroom, I shook his hand out of respect because that's what my mother taught me. That's what my grandfather taught me, who's a teacher in Jamaica, in the island of Jamaica. He's one of the greatest teachers they've ever had. He's won many awards. He's very humble, but shout out to my grandfather. He taught me to always shake people's hands when you meet them, when you greet them, especially your elders, especially your teachers and professors who are about to pour in wisdom and knowledge into you. I've always had that level of respect for people, bro. I treat people with kindness, I treat people with respect, and that has gotten me so far. Even with the full tuition scholarship that I got to college, the main thing that separated me from other people was how I communicated, how I presented myself, what I would say. I wouldn't overspeak. I would speak at the right moment, I would speak at the right time, and I would say the right things. I would always give respect, and I would always show appreciation. If you can just do a little bit of these things, bro, when you speak to people, showing respect, showing kindness, it can get you further than you think because you never know who you'll meet and you never know who can possibly change your life. You never know. Number 3, you're addicted to your current level of comfort. You may say that you want growth, but your nervous system keeps choosing what feels comfortable. Comfort can look like waiting, overthinking, staying around the same people, avoiding risks, or choosing the easier version of your dream. A lot of people are addicted to comfort because they say that they want a different life, but they actually don't want to confront their old ways. They don't want to change their behavior. They don't want to do the inner work, and they don't want to actually show up for themselves for real, because showing up for yourself means admitting that you've been failing, that you haven't been doing what you need to do, that you haven't been showing up, basically that you suck. And nobody wants to admit that. Everyone wants to act like they have it all together. I can admit a time in my life where I did not have it all together, where I sucked, where I wasn't it, where I wasn't doing what I needed to do, where my behaviors was not matching the person that I knew that I can be. And I can talk to you about that time in life and tell you that I overcame that by admitting to myself that I'm not as great as I thought I was, that I needed to continue showing up for myself in greater and greater ways. But it first starts with me being accountable and being honest with myself. So if you actually want to change your life, then you have to understand that the comforts that you're trying to hold on to, you have to let go of so you can actually get your life back. You can actually get your life back. But you have to be accountable, your real life back, the life that makes progress, not the life that keeps you stagnant, because a life that keeps you stagnant is death. It's death, even if your heart is beating. If you're not moving towards a goal, if you're not moving towards higher states of awareness, appreciation, gratitude, consciousness, faith, if you're not growing mentally, spiritually, and taking care of your physical body, if you're not doing these things on a daily basis, then you're not growing, you're stagnant, and you're not truly living life to your fullest ability. And that is a problem, because that's going to keep you stuck, and it's going to keep you living the same life over and over and over again. And I know that's not what you want. You have to break the cycle. But in order to break the cycle, you have to face yourself. You have to look in the mirror. You have to be honest with yourself. Because if you don't do that, then again, like I said, you're dead. You're not alive, you're dead. Because you're not able to face the music. You're not able to face yourself. So be real with yourself, be honest with yourself, and then you'll be able to start making progress slowly but surely. Give yourself grace as well. A lot of people don't want to give themselves grace. Give yourselves grace. Life is not easy. Life is difficult. Life is hard. So if you're not where you want to be, that's okay. Admit that. But give yourself the grace to make the changes slowly but surely. Last but not least, you keep confusing movement with progress. It might just be sophisticated procrastination. And there's a lot of people that I know who have that. They're very smart, highly intelligent, but they procrastinate on what really matters because they rather focus on other things that actually don't move the needle as much as something else can. And it's not for me to say what that is. It's for you to figure out what's actually essential in your life. The things that you need to stop doing, that's for you to figure out. And the things that you need to start doing, that's for you to figure out. But I gave a couple examples. It's very easy to have a laptop. I could bring my laptop into a coffee shop, and sometimes I catch myself just doing bull crap. I'm not doom scrolling, but I'm just playing with the touchpad, and I'm realizing that I'm not actually getting real work done. Bro, get work done. Be productive. Do what needs to get done. Do what you need to do. Focus on what matters. The fake productivity, it's a trap that a lot of people fall for because it's easy to feel productive, but then when you look at your life and it's not moving, then that shows you that you're not actually doing the things that you need to do. You're not in alignment with the actions that's actually going to give you back real progress. And a lot of people stay stagnant because they feel like they're making progress, because they feel good, because they feel like they're being productive. But the truth is, they're sophisticatedly procrastinating. They're procrastinating in a sophisticated way. They're highly intelligent, highly smart, probably overthinkers, and they don't actually take action on stuff. So 2 things that I want you guys to take action on from this video. First is the first link below. Check out breath death, okay? When you're communicating with people, you pop it in your mouth and instantly your breath is clean. The second thing that I want you guys to look at, if you want to create content and you need help, you need a system, you need to know what you're doing on the YouTube platform, me and my business partner would love to help you. It's called Purpose Driven Creators. It's an opportunity to work with me more closely when it comes to growing your YouTube channel and having the right strategy for you to get monetized on the YouTube platform. It absolutely changed my life. I'm living by the beach. I'm living by palm trees. I'm living the life that I want. I still have a lot of work to do, but I'm not afraid to say it. I'm living my dream life, and I want this for others, but you have to want it for yourself. I'm going to give you the same strategy that I use to grow my channel and help others to get monetized. Same strategy. I'll show it to you. It's time for you to lock in. It's time for you to understand that life is real, bro. Progress can be made, but you have to get on your